As we settle into the second half of the year, the government published its annual tax code revision this afternoon. One of the focuses was on addressing structural risks like the low birth rate. Our finance correspondent Moon Hye-ryeon has the details.
We must actively respond to structural risks, such as the population crisis and the decline of the country's potential growth rate in order for our economy to thrive.
A new addition to the tax code reflects the government's goal to increase support for newlyweds and parents. For newlyweds who register their marriage between 2024 and 2026, each person will be given a tax credit of 500,000 Korean won, or roughly $362, meaning that a couple can save 1 million won on taxes together. A tax credit is an amount of money that taxpayers can subtract directly from the taxes they owe. And the government will also be revising the child tax credit already in place, raising it by 100,000 Korean won. This means it will now amount to 250,000 won for one child aged 8 or older, 300,000 for 2 children, and 400,000 for 3 children. Another big revision is to the inheritance tax code that's been in place for nearly a quarter of a century. It currently ranges between 10 to 50% on taxable income, which is among the highest among members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, second only to Japan.
For example, small and medium-sized companies, which are family-owned, some of them had to go out of business because they could not find other managers or owners who will take over the business, and when their parents wanted to leave the businesses to their children, they found that they could not afford to because of the high inheritance tax.
So in order to help SMEs, the government is proposing to lower the highest inheritance tax rate to 40% and the minimum tax base raised to 200 million Korean won from the current 100 million. It also aims to abolish the premium that's placed on majority stakeholders that inherit stocks of family-owned conglomerates. Currently, this stands at 20%, meaning that South Korea's inheritance tax rate can reach up to 60%. The revision aims to prevent current owners of the company from maintaining low stock prices to lower inheritance tax for their children. The bill will be submitted to the National Assembly in September, and these revisions could take effect starting next year. Moon Hye-ryeon, Arirang News.